What's up everybody, we're here in Wellington. Michael, the owner of Compass Coffee here, has let us dock here for a couple of days, but we're doing it. We're going to the ITM New Zealand Sail GP in Christchurch. So we've got 170 miles to sail today. We're going to start now and hopefully get in there by tomorrow morning. So it's going to be fun collaborating with Sail GP NZL on Instagram. So this is the behind the scenes stuff. Let's see if I can do this in one take. Let's go. What's up everybody, we're here in Wellington.
So Sail GP, we're going to give my entire crew media pass access at the event. So in exchange, I would promote Sail GP on Instagram, which I was more than happy to do because I'm a fan of the event anyway.
To win a chance, so if you just want to go to the show, it's not a show, you can go to Colin 10. How was that one take? That was about 40 takes, but I think we got the goods. Let's go to Christchurch. Also picked up a hitchhiker. One of our patrons, Jackie, she came down for the meetup that we had here in Wellington, and on a whim she's decided to come down to Sail GP with us, so we'll give you a ride.
Thank you, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
She had happy tears last night, it was really cute.
I had happy tears again.
We wasted no time getting off the dock as we had a super tight weather window to get all the way down to Christchurch, which was 170 nautical miles away. We were so excited to be able to get backstage access to what is basically the Formula One of sailing, but the Patreon event from the night before took its toll on some of us.
Hey. You're on watch.
Why is it fucking everybody watching? Get that camera.
So everyone's struggling a little bit with the cold. Jamie and Katie won't stop complaining about it. It's starting to affect people's emotions, this weather, including my own. It's not as fun when you're cold all the time. You can't just jump in the water, and just coming up on watch is like a 5-minute ordeal, just getting dressed. It's different.
I think I have every single layer that I own on right now. It's really cold, but beautiful in the sun. This is the most southern latitude I've ever been in my entire life. It's cool to be out here, even though it's cold.
The passage across the Cook Strait and down towards Christchurch turned out to be a great sail, with the wind and waves pushing us all the way into Littleton, where the Sail GP was going to be held. The landscape changes a lot once you head to the South Island, and the real beauty of Aotearoa starts to present itself. We were welcomed into the bay by Hector's Dolphins, who would actually end up cancelling an entire day's racing at the event, but more on that later.
We've just turned up and all the F50s are out here doing something. They're not moving fast, but they're doing something. Look at that! So cool! How you doing, boy? What's up, bro? That guy used to work at Husky Salvage when I bought Parlay. He was there when I bought Parlay. Wild! We made it! Yo! I can't actually believe we made it. We were up in the Bay of Islands not that long ago. The deck ripped up on Great Barrier Island. Sail drive, we replaced the sail drive. Everything was not looking good to be able to get down here in time. But we've done it. And we're 2 days early as well. So, got all day tomorrow. The F50 is going to start practicing tomorrow. I think they're actually about to go out for a practice right now. This is all very, very exciting.
And sure enough, the famous F50 catamarans were just about to head out to do some training right in front of us. This was the first time I'd ever seen these boats with my own eyes, and it was mind-blowing to be seeing them foiling in real life. The grandstands were all set up and ready for the tens of thousands of people who would be spectating this event this weekend. Soon enough, Laura from Sail GP rang me to get our first tour of the team hangars, which had me in absolute awe.
Every single team has the same technicians working on the wings, working on the whole boat. Everything's just open knowledge. No one's like got any secrets for the boats or anything. It's just so the difference between these teams are the sailors. Everything else is exactly the same. The size of the wing, even the guys working on it. I didn't know that. And even all the data that's coming off the boats is available to all the teams. So there's no like
stop looking at my screen sort of thing. It's like, okay, that's what's happening. Let's see what the sailors can do. This is awesome. Really is the Formula One of sailing. These boats are so high tech. The best materials, the lightest and strongest materials.
It's the engineering room right now.
Yeah, but I want to know more.
So I'm the shore manager for the Australian team.
Okay.
So I manage sort of building the boat, keeping it running, sort of, pit crew. I get the pit crew going.
Right.
Quite often our guys will be discussing a problem and they'll be talking to me about it and just saying, hey, get the engineers to have a look at X, Y, Z because we're feeling this is happening. So then I'm either on my phone or on the radio to those people going, can we see something through the data? What do we actually have going on here?
How much data are you getting? You got load sensors everywhere? Or?
I couldn't tell you the exact number, but it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
More than we could process. But that's the beauty about being one design, and that's why this fleet and the league is getting so much better, so much quicker, because all teams have visibility on all data.
Right.
There's a huge amount of systems that you can see up through, like how the steering system is, and everything's state of the art being carbon fiber. If it's not carbon fiber, it's basically titanium, which is the lightest metal that we can sort of have. And all this stuff is called Kleiser, the film that wraps it, which is just super lightweight, but it holds shape for what we're doing. So that's how we get our aerodynamic shapes. And
that's on the wing as well?
That's on the wing. These are what we call flaps. When it's higher wind, on a normal yacht, you'll do a reef in the main. What we can do is just unbolt that section, remove that, and join it down. This is sort of where everyone sits. We've got the wing trimmer. So this is the mechanical winch here that runs through a drivetrain to the handles.
Right.
So you've got two grinders sit there and turn the handles, which turns the drive shaft, which actually physically turns this winch.
Yeah.
So the flight controller sits here and plays with this little Game Boy. Okay. So this is what they control. So it's, if you can see down in here, it's this relates to that side, this relates to this side. They can lift and lower the boat off this. So if we want to go further bow up to change the drive of your boat, he will press rudder up, which adds more lift to the back of the boat.
Right.
Very similar to a plane. So we call this the lifting post. So this is where the board, you can see on that one that this rope goes through the physical board, goes onto what we call a dog bone. Yeah. And that comes up and stops here. Yeah. And that lifts it, and then there's a rope that pulls it down. Right. So he pulls it down and we go onto a mechanical lock. It's what's hanging off the back there, the big stainless chunk on the back, at the top. So we pull that down and it goes into a mechanical lock. Clicks in and it takes the weight off the hydraulics. This is another cylinder in here. This changes the pitch of the board, goes in and out. So that's called cant. So if you imagine that's the shape of the foil, we can go that way or that way with it, depending. There's huge amounts of engineering, both structural, mechanical, going into all these parts. So you'd be sitting on that outside. So sort of
sitting on here.
Yeah, he just sits like that, chocks a little foot against the side. So he'll be right up here though, slide forward. Yeah. And what you've got here, so this is the same sort of concept as this. Oh, right. So while you're driving, so you've got all your buttons there to change your pitch and things. Yeah. And then this, feel that. So whilst you're holding it like you're driving, he can roll his hand back and it lifts the boat out of the water, roll his hand forward and he can go down.
Okay, lads.
That's it, Colin.
Colin, yeah, I know, I've watched your show.
Oh,
yeah,
true.
Really good.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
How long have you been doing this for?
4 or 5 years, but did America's Cups before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were out there training today, right?
Yeah, although it was a bit disappointing today because we're trying out these new foils that we're going to use in season 5, so like next year. Yeah. And they're totally new design, but with new designs comes gremlins and problems. Right. So we basically went out and had a day of problems, which was a bit frustrating.
So they were saying you can only train at the event.
Yeah, there's basically no training.
So what do you do between events?
So, but no training, but there are like 6 cameras, 3 cameras on board, and infinite amount of sensors. Yeah. So you can see everybody's data. So although you can't sail, you can kind of analyze everything that everyone's done in the previous event. Yeah. So that's one thing, and then the other thing is the simulator.
So this is the engineering room where all of the thousands of bits of information coming from all the sensors on the boats is quickly processed and sent to the coaching booths and also all the way to London.
Poke your head in, take some photos. There's plenty of screens and squiggly lines in there.
Your answers how many sensors are actually on a boat?
I think it's 125. Not many, but they output a huge number of channels. So we're sort of helping the teams to improve how they sail the boat, but also making sure the boat works. So a huge amount of data coming off in real time. All the data's public to all the teams.
Yeah.
Not to the world, but all the teams can see everyone else's data at every point in time.
So not only that, but all of the footage shot from the onboard cameras, the helicopters and media boats is sent directly to London, and that is where the footage is collated to go on TV with less than a second's delay from real time. This is done with fibre optics, and they also have 2 different routes to London in case one line gets severed.
Mind blowing.
This is the kiwi boat. This one gets the W this weekend. So cool to get to see it all up close like this. Very lucky. They're going to lose, they're going down.
Yeah, Canada's winning.
Yeah, the Kiwis.
Little safety knives. We all have our own air tank that we carry on us in case the boat flips over.
Yeah, it's not super pleasant. The one we were all up in the high side too when it flipped over.
Oh shit.
So yeah, you're like 40 feet up in the air, looking down, and actually the wing hits the water, so the boat is, normally it's like this. The boat actually goes beyond 90.
Oh, look at the boat run! Oh my goodness! Oh, they flipped! Oh my lord! Disaster!
So we're all like tethered into the boats as well. We all have these for like these guys, yeah. You're like hooked in. We have a harness that we wear, and then it can go around our back, and then we run across the boat with it attached.
Hey mate, cornering you.
How's it going, man?
I'm Josh.
Nice to meet you.
You won't know me from Bar of Soap, but I follow you guys on YouTube.
Oh yeah? Part of the team, New Zealand?
Yeah, New Zealand team. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do for them?
Now, I spend a lot of time in the coaching booth section.
Oh
I
yeah?
used to sail a lot.
True.
Yeah.
This is awesome being here, man.
Yeah, but you can't be having that one.
You've just made it. Yeah, right.
For a long while.
did you?
You're a hero. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we check that on. Nice. I'll take this off.
Oh my god. Is there a word for beyond epic? Like beyond epic. It's oh my god. Like this one here too. They don't, they make us proud. They make us proud to be Kiwi.
So that's Blair. He's one of the best sailors in the world. Him and Pete Burling. They come as a duo. They've been partners in crime for forever. Olympic medals, just champions of New Zealand. You knew my name. It's very humbling. Very humbling. How are you, man? How's the boat? It's going good. Hasn't sunk yet. This is Mike. Mike was there when I bought Parlay. He works for Husky.
I actually salvaged the boat. It's one of the first ones we did.
This is where the race is going to be, right here. This is an amazing location for it. It's insane. If the wind's anything like this, it's just going to be extreme.
There was so much going on backstage, and we felt so lucky to be able to witness the madness that no one normally gets to see. Each team had so many people involved, and as the athletes don't even get to see the boats between events, everyone was just focused on getting it all together before that first race.
Everyone's just running around, look stressed out. I guess it's only tomorrow all have to be out there practicing, so I guess the boats do have to be ready tomorrow.
So these are the markers that they use for the race, and they're all automated. They're robotic. So they, I guess, set the GPS in them, and they go hold their mark. And then if the race isn't going to plan, or they lose wind or whatever, they need to adjust the mark sets. They drive themselves. Pretty wild, huh?
It had already been an action-packed day, and the event hadn't even started yet. I was having trouble finding the words to describe what it was like to be able to rub shoulders with some of these world-class athletes.
These are the best sailors in the world. Like, they do this, and then they go do America's Cup, and they're like the cream of the crop. And a few of them came up and knew who I was, me. It is pretty humbling. Like, I got no business being recognized by a professional sailor, but it's just, yeah, very, very surreal when these things happen. And this is Christchurch, baby. This is amazing. So cool to be here. The last time we did something this cool was the WSL in Tahiti, where we met Kelly Slade and all that. Those were my surfing heroes. Now I'm seeing these sailing heroes. Yeah, we are so fortunate. Always have to pinch ourselves with this life.
Let's get cracking. We'll welcome our drivers now. The man who is carrying the weight of a nation.
The next morning, we were invited to the Sail GP press conference, where we got to see all the skippers get interviewed before practice day here at the event.
We talk about that home support. I mean, this is set to be the biggest ever ticketed sailing event in the world. Like, just what does that mean to have that sort of crowd behind you?
We're always going for the win. Always going for the hat trick for myself. But yeah, it's going to be an absolutely awesome weekend. If you've looked at the forecast, it's looking to be a little step up in breeze-wise from last year, from that same direction. I'm sure the fog will burn off soon. You know, a few of the other skippers here are making it look pretty cold, but I think that's just this early morning start.
That was pretty wild. We just got invited to the press conference for the Sail GP, so all 10 captains were up there. It's making this event so much more exciting, hearing from the captains and how they feel and the competitiveness between them. But they're all sitting up there like proper gentlemen, you know, no one's really, you compare that to like a boxing or a UFC press conference where they're yelling and screaming and wanting to fight each other. These guys are just proper gentlemen. I think it's a gentleman's sport. Yeah, it's just so cool to be a part of this.
My name's Basha, and my role is basically I'm the head of media and photo operations, which means basically looking after the infrastructure, the media services, the accreditation, the media centre, media relations as well, and then also the photo side, which is basically every single image that you see coming out of Sail GP. We have a team of very talented photographers that are on the water, in the helicopters, attached to boats, strapped in and flying around trying to get the most exciting shots in the action. They go up from being taken to actually being syndicated to the media in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So we have a whole, editorial team that's working in London at the moment, living and breathing coffee.
So it's practice day and they're starting to put the boats and they come down sort of behind the whole event here, and then the crane with the wing on and everything just picks it up, plonks it into the water, and they're going to be racing soon. And we just got permission from Sail GP to go out on a press boat. So we're going to be filming just for 15 minutes right up close and personal with these boats while they train. Okay, we just got told off for not having our life jackets on. Let me tell you why. These are our life jackets. I've had Parlay for 6 years, more. And we've still got the original charter life jackets that I bought it with. And we don't really want to be cruising around in a dinghy in front of all these badass sailors wearing these. But luckily, Mustang and Landfall have just sent us 8 brand new inflatable life jackets. They've arrived just in time so that we can chuck those things in the bin. But here they are, look how exciting. You can buy these from Landfall, but they've done special Parlay Revival ones for us. They might even keep us warm around here. What do you think?
Yeah, we're pretty high up in the safety side, so I guess, yeah, we should. But I'm having some nice hot soup at the moment.
Okay, and they also sent us 2 of these bad boys. This isn't a paid promotion, by the way. It's for the dogs. Okay, we're going to demonstrate on Rover over here. We
Do your best dog.
Come. Sit. Stay. So, dogs are in Tonga, as you know. We miss them dearly, but they are with a loving family who send us video and photo updates every day, and they're doing just fine. They're probably happier up there than in this freezing cold Christchurch weather. But here we have Rover, and this just simply goes around the back there. This part goes around the neck, nice and tight. And then we got the body one here. Stop making your stomach go out.
I'm not.
Suck it in.
Oh.
Look at that.
It's actually comfy.
Look at that. Okay, so we actually got 10 human life jackets. Thanks Mustang, and thank you Landfall for sending those. Bit of a game changer for us. These are gonna go in the bin.
How you liking these life jackets?
They're good. They're so cool that we're walking around Sail GP with the life jackets on, just in case we trip up, land in a face down in a puddle. Can never be too safe. You know, that's our motto, safety first. Here we go. We're going out on the race course now.
So we were invited out onto the press boat where one of the Sail GP photographers tries to get the best shots of the day, which then immediately gets sent to headquarters in the UK and ready to be edited and used for press within minutes, as mentioned by Bashir earlier. Pretty incredible, huh?
We've got Chloe here taking some photos for Sail GP. She's got priorities, so we're gonna just try to keep out of her way.
We would get head on, them coming towards us, and then the bear away as they go down that way. So we'd be shooting back this way.
Yeah.
Working out how to get the perfect
stop,
shot over
thanks.
here. This is the finish line, so they come flying straight towards the grandstand here. The line is literally in front of the grandstand.
So the practice day races are exactly that, a race.
Holy
This is the one chance that the athletes get to sharpen their skills before the big races the next day. Then, as I mentioned, they don't even get to go on the boats again until practice day at the next event, so you can imagine how important this day is for everyone out there.
It's unbelievable.
The higher they are, the faster they go, but the higher they are, the more unstable they are, because there's less foil in the water.
Yeah.
And there's more risk of the foil coming out of the water. If the foil or the rudder comes out of the water, you'll see the boat bow down. We will see it, I guarantee it. Whoa, crash! Whoa! Whoa!
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
One thing that is absolutely astounding when you're up close to these boats is the noise they make as they fly past. They literally sound like jumbo jets taking off, which I was told is the sound of tiny air bubbles cavitating and popping at the hydrofoil as it screams through the water. Videos never do this justice. You'll just have to make your way to the nearest event to experience this for yourself.
Cannot get this experience from the TV. This is unbelievable.
Got the old doggy door here. No, it's all pretty mind-blowing. I mean, you've got boats out here doing 100 kilometres an hour. Very, very few motorboats in the world that can keep up with them.
Right.
And it's bonkers. And you'll see how close they race as well.
Have you ever been in the way?
Yeah. I've never been hit.
You've had some close calls though?
Yeah, we have some, I mean, twitchy bum moments for sure. So obviously we want to get as close as possible, and there's a compromise between what the photographer wants and what we can do. We're the only boat on the race course that can pretty much go where they want.
Then all of a sudden, the photographer wanted to get a shot of everyone going around the top mark, so we sped across the entire course. We were going full throttle, and the F50s were still tacking upwind faster than we were motoring.
At the other mark, there's only one mark in position.
Into the New Zealand team comms. They're just chatting so calm to each other. But this is happening.
Look, everyone out here is good. It's a bit like Formula One, you know. They are all very, very good sailors. They're all very, very good drivers.
Yeah.
Some of them are just marginally, you know, it's tiny games. They've just been together longer. Australia, the same team they started with at season 1, the same people. So they're just going to get better and better and better.
12 times a year.
12 times a year, and it always makes me tingle.
I know, it's crazy, and I lose my voice because I'm screaming.
I honestly think that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. As a sailor, as a captain, and as an engineer, this is just a marvel to me. The fact that is happening, and they're getting so close, and they're going so fast, and they're so high out of the water, it is exhilarating. Like my heart was in my throat the whole time just watching that. And it was practice day. Well, yeah, I know how worked up I'm going to get this weekend. 2 days of racing. This guy here, Pete Burling, hopefully he brings home the bacon. It's so wild, it's practice day, but they were flying. I wonder how much they're pushing their boat today.
The sound the foils make in the water is something I will never forget. It gives me chills. Just JD. It just gives me chills. It's like an airplane taking off. Wild, wild, wild. I'm so stoked.
There's just going to be people everywhere here tomorrow. It's sold out tomorrow. This is the biggest crowd in any sailing event ever in the history of the world. Is right here in Christchurch right now.
We even got to take a look inside the coaches' booth, where all the teams were sitting side by side watching their boats race around the tracks. There was no secrecy, there wasn't anyone yelling or screaming. Everyone was just calmly and openly observing and talking to their teams. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. The practice races came to an end, and all the teams slowly came back to the hangars carrying their own sails.
How was your day? Yeah, cruising, eh?
It surprised me how much the athletes actually do for themselves rather than having a team to do everything for them.
I don't know, we just need to hang out more, eh? We're YouTube icons. I've been watching you for years. Yeah, you are.
I think this is super cool and keeps everyone grounded and humble.
Okay, this is race day 1. So excited. We're going to take 22 patrons out on the boat with us today. So it's been absolutely chaotic trying to organize this. This is where they put the boats in, obviously. It's crazy. They just crane the wing on and then put the whole thing up by the wing, chuck it in the water. Holy shit. When was that?
In Saint-Tropez.
So it doesn't always go flawlessly out there. Team New Zealand had theirs snap in half in Saint-Tropez.
Hi, Claire.
That's Dave Dobbin, an iconic New Zealand musician. He's going to be playing tonight. We got Team New Zealand, the Blackfoils, having their briefing. So they're all in a circle, I guess discussing the game plan for today. You guys go today, you reckon?
Yeah, we go good.
What
We
happened yesterday?
we had a bit of an incident with the Spanish, so it was a bit of a port starboard, so unfortunately we were in the wrong. Luckily no one was hurt, that's the first thing.
Sure.
We kind of come together and you can see the impact damage here, crushed all the core through there, and because this is like a carbon core sandwich with aluminium core inside.
Aluminium core?
Yeah, it's aluminium core inside of it. This is a repair they did last night. This is all, it looks bad, but it's quite superficial.
Yeah.
And it's this line here is basically the join of the deck to the hull, so it's luckily it was unscathed and no one was hurt.
They're saying that's not going to compromise the
structure.
Yeah?
It's in a soft spot. What they'll do is they'll grind back all the carbon and then they'll match the layers that they can see with new carbon and fix it they stagger it out.
Right,
and refix it.
Dramas, so GBR won't be happy to have points removed, but yeah, just saw the clip, it looked pretty crazy. Oh, look at this. Ooh. They've already done the repair. Wow. And race days today. Russell, man. Yeah. How are you?
This is Russell Coots, the CEO of Sail GP. He's a 5-time America's Cup winner himself and co-founded Sail GP with Oracle billionaire Larry Ellison in 2018. This is Sail Grand Prix's 4th season because of a break during COVID.
You're Parlay? Yeah, I'm calling from Parlay. Oh, nice. Yeah, boat anchors over here. Yeah. Oh, good.
I managed to catch him in a great mood, but I heard this was not the case later that day when the whole dolphin debacle went down.
Yeah, we'll let you go, mate. Cheers, mate. Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Cheers, Russell.
One thing I haven't mentioned is that behind the scenes, the Sail GP social media team were working towards getting me on one of the F50s as the 6th man. Team Canada, led by Kiwi Phil Robertson, were apparently keen to try and make that happen, but the request had to make its way up the ranks all the way to Russell Coots, so it had a long way to go. So I was trying my best not to get too excited at this stage, but it was pretty hard not to when I got the green light to do some safety training, just in case the answer was yes.
Apparently I might be going out on the Canadian F50. I'm not getting too excited yet. Everyone has to do this training. They're gonna dunk me underwater and make sure I don't drown and make sure I can swim. But that's just step 1. Holy is this about to actually happen?
Sorry for the cliffhanger, guys, but we just had too much incredible footage for one episode.
Too many pies.
So if you're new here, hit subscribe and join us next week.
This is it. I feel so much pressure right now.
When I have one of the craziest experiences of my life.
Holy I don't even know how to explain that. My heart was just in my throat the whole time. Oh, I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. Oh.
buzzing.